जनाब इसको मैं यही पीटूंगा, मैं बोल रहा हूँ। अरे केबल देखना मेरा किधर रखा हुआ है।
For the very first time in my life, I am seeing a judge not in control of a courtroom. And he was fighting for authority. This is very, very funny.
Hello and welcome to the first episode of this series. This is not Tanmay Bhatt's channel.
Hello and welcome to another video.
But we are reacting to a movie. I have someone special here. I have lawyer Joshiba. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi Rohit, this is lawyer Joshiba. My Instagram handle is legallyfitjoshiba and I'm here to do something fun with Rohit and let's see what is it about.
तो आओ यार शुरू करते हैं बिना किसी डेडिकेशन के.
So this is a new series where we are going to be reacting to different movies and shows and different things that happen.
अबे जल्दी बोल, कल सुबह पनवेल निकलना है.
And we are going to call experts of that field. So today, you might have already seen from the title, we are going to react to Jolly LLB, which is why I have Miss Lawyer here, because she is going to tell us if the movie is accurate or not. The first scene we are going to be talking about is the crime scene. So the story is simple. A rich family's son is driving car under the influence and he ends up running over 6 pedestrians who were sleeping on the footpath. Okay. Have you ever encountered such criminal cases? Have you ever heard of such criminal cases? I mean, one of the most famous ones comes to my mind. I don't know if it comes to your mind, tell me in the comments as well.
I know what you're thinking.
But yeah, tell me.
Other than that, not really. And even if it does, you know, only if influential people is involved, only it comes to the limelight. Otherwise, if it is any civilian or a common man, it never really comes up. So I haven't heard any case other than, you know, what we're thinking about case. But other than that, not really.
We just beeped out the name just so that I know if you are on the same page or not. You tell me in the comments.
हाँ जी वकील साहब, शुरू करो. क्या मामला है?
Your ladyship, मामला तो रोज ही चलता रहता है, पर आज तो स्पेशल दिन है. आज तो आपका जन्मदिन है जी, बर्थडे. So happy birthday. So
is this common? Like you can very clearly see that the lawyer is trying to sort of butter up the judge before the case. Is this common? Is this something that's regularly practiced?
Not at all. But there goes a saying, you know, where a good advocate knows his laws, but a great advocate knows the judge.
Oh wow.
अमेरिका लंदन तक से फोन आ रहे हैं मैडम. और देखो यहाँ पर लोग पजामा उतारने पे तुले हुए हैं. इसलिए तो यहाँ का डॉक्टर विदेश भागता है मैडम. हैं? टैलेंट की तो कोई कदर है ही नहीं.
तो आप मानते हैं?
So is a accused talking without being asked to talk common things?
No, usually people get really scared to talk up in front of the judge. So he seems very light-minded in this movie. People rarely get the strength or courage to even talk in front of a judge. So this happens very rare.
बस एक आदमी चाहिए यार, मीडिया के सामने परेड करनी है बस. मुंह पे कपड़ा डाल के फोटो खिंचवानी है बस.
दिमाग खराब हो गया, फंसवाओगे मुझे.
Here is the desperation of the lawyer of Jolly, because seems like he's not earning too much money and he's not making it to the big leagues, and this guy just offered him $1,000 just to walk in front of the media. Is that the condition of lawyers in India? Is that how it is?
Majorly, yes. And the reason being is they usually don't have command over their language.
Okay.
So when it comes to higher courts, you need to know English. The main language is English. So when you don't have the command over the language, and if you're not able to portray and put forth your case properly, you will end up like this. And the realistic time frame is as soon as you finish law, you don't start earning well, of course. But as you get seasoned in it, you can, like the top lawyers of today, you can charge them per minute, by the minute.
Okay. So here we can see the villain of the story, which is this guy who's India's big lawyer,
right,
defending the rich kid.
Oh, why do you call him a villain though? He's just doing his job, right?
True, but then the portrayal of him in the movie is as a villain, I guess. And he's trying to defend a criminal because we saw the crime happen, I guess.
Okay, that's again a common misconception where people think that if the advocate actually favors a bad person, he is a bad person himself. But at the end of the day, we are just doing a job, and the law itself provides an opportunity for a criminal to bring forth his case and be appointed and give him and give him an opportunity to appoint an advocate for himself.
I think we saw that the most famous case in which I remember this is Ajmal Kasab, because although everyone knew he was a terrorist, it still took like a long time for the justice system to actually put him into death penalty.
That's right.
And there was one government appointed lawyer, I believe, that was defending him, but then that lawyer faced a lot of criticism for defending him, but then he was just doing his job, I guess.
Yeah. That's one thing, even a lot of my own clients come up to me and say, why are you speaking to that advocate right after the court case? I mean, they sometimes end up being my friends actually.
बल्कि सब इंस्पेक्टर राठी के इनिशियल रिपोर्ट के मुताबिक ये एक्सीडेंट कार से नहीं ट्रक से हुआ है।
वो सर इन्वेस्टिगेशन की रिपोर्ट आपके पास है।
ठीक है आई हैव द कॉपी। पिछले 6 महीने से prosecution और मीडिया ने हल्ला मचा के रखा है, but there is.
So I mean, this scene clearly shows that witnesses have been tampered with, evidence has been tampered with. I'm guessing that is common.
That's quite common. Also, I think if there is not much witness or proof for a particular case, you can always change the facts. You can change the whole case and you can just let the judge know that this is what has happened instead of the real incident.
Like someone's driver driving the car instead of that person driving the car.
Yes.
Like we know from that famous case, that we were talking about in the beginning.
That's right.
समझ रहे हो ना?
जनाब, प्रोसिक्यूशन राहुल दीवान को इनोसेंट नहीं मानता।
I do not care कि प्रोसिक्यूशन क्या मानता है और क्या नहीं। I demand evidence. है आपके पास? कहाँ है लाइन क्रूजर? कहाँ है विटनेस?
Also, I noticed this in many of the Bollywood movies where the opponent advocate comes right in front of the other advocate and starts arguing. That's absolutely not allowed. You have two separate tables where you stand and then you argue directly to the judge, maybe sometimes giving a side eye or looking at the opponent lawyer, but never go in front of him and start arguing.
Oh really? Because see, the way this guy is talking, according to me, he's talking in a very influential, very strict tone, and to deliver his message, he's sort of walking around and he's talking to the other lawyer.
Trying to take a command over the whole.
Yeah, he's showing the dominance.
और सिर्फ एक आदमी इस केस का फैसला सुना सकता है। वो है यहाँ बैठे हो हमारे जज साहब।
You still haven't lost touch of your passionate speeches, Mr. Rajpal. I am impressed.
Thank you.
This judge is clearly, obviously favoring this guy. Again, is that common?
Right. To an extent, not based on friendship, but based on how the other advocate has proved his case or put forth his case, judges do get impressed. See, at the end of the day, it is how you convince the judge. It's not about the actual facts and laws, because if you are able to convince the judge that a particular person is not a criminal, he will not even refer to the law. It's based on how you just put forth your case.
Judge is God.
I think advocates are the ones who script it. Judge may be God, but the advocates are the ones who script the
writing the story. Nice.
Your full and final payment. Thank you very much. पापा इंसिस्टेड कि ये मैं आपको आज ही दूं। क्या हुआ? कोई प्रॉब्लम?
हमने तो अलग अमाउंट डिसाइड किया था।
डिसाइड किया था, लेकिन केस भी तो सिर्फ 6 महीने में खत्म हो गया।
Exactly my point. 6 महीने में लड़का घर आ गया।
So, is there no fixed fee for lawyers? Because I mean, I understand he's a more experienced lawyer, but how does it work? How does the payment of a lawyer work?
No, there's no fixed fee. People have an assumption that if one advocate quotes less, maybe the other advocate will also charge the same, but there's no fixed fee. And secondly, here he says that since the case got over within 6 months, I'm paying you less. And it is actually a wrong assumption. If your case gets over really quick, I think an advocate has all the right to charge him extra, because right here we're trying to save your time and energy.
अपील को एप्पल लिख रखा है इसके अंदर, प्रोसिक्यूशन को प्रोस्टिट्यूशन लिख रखा है, हर लाइन में 5 मिस्टेक हैं आपकी.
That happens, but not with words as such, usually with names.
Really, okay.
Yeah, people, if you have a really long name, by the end of the case, it's going to be messed up, because it's going to be changed gradually. Most of the typists in our courtrooms are really bad with their name spellings, especially. So you may start with Nirmala and then you may end up being Narmada.
Wow.
आपको कोई इंटरेस्ट है उसमें?
हाँ नहीं, मैं एक छोटा सा 3 बेडरूम हॉल देख रहा था वहाँ पे।
आपके लिए 3 बेडरूम हॉल का अब आपको तो बंगलो लेना चाहिए। जस्टिस चैटर्जी ने लिया है।
जनाब विटनेस
एक मिनट रुको भाई, एक मिनट रुको। चैटर्जी का तो आपको मालूम है रेट बहुत लगा रहे हैं।
Is this common, the judge asking for favors from the lawyer?
Usually they don't.
Okay.
It's very strict because if they get caught, they might end up losing their job. And
This is illegal, you're saying?
this is illegal, firstly. And even if they do, which is very rare, but even if they do, they make sure it's not like publicly done like this. But it's very rare. Most of the judges in our country are very ethical and they always stick to the protocols.
Is this something you're saying for the camera, or is this actually something you believe in? Huh?
This is something I believe in.
Okay.
The advocates may, to an extent, be.
I've learned today that advocates can be very deceiving, so
to an extent.
I'll take that with a grain of salt.
Yes.
हाँ जी राजपाल साहब
जी,
आपको कुछ कहना है इस बारे में?
थैंक यू ऑनर। सबसे पहले
Again, you really can't use your phone during the court proceedings. It has to be in silent, and if it's not, again, it's a misconduct.
Oh.
So I don't know how he's freely using his phone here, so that's not allowed.
नहीं, मैं पूछना चाह रहा था मिस्टर त्यागी कि अगर कल मैं राहुल दीवान को कोर्ट में पहचानने से इनकार कर दूं तो will it be a big problem?
कैसी बात कर रहे हो यार?
नहीं, मतलब मैं पूछ रहा हूँ अगर
I see that he's having sort of a friendship kind of a relationship with his own witness here. This is not something that happens either. We really don't have a relationship with our client after the court.
Okay.
डील हो गई है दीवान फैमिली से। 2 करोड़ 10% आपका। बस कल मैं जो भी कोर्ट में बोलूं आप चुप रहना। क्या कहते हो? डील?
Yeah, very common, more common than you think it is. But then again, most advocates will not take it up, like I told you, because they will be on the verge of losing their license. And there are some maybe who will take it up, and again if...
But can this be considered as part of the out-of-court settlement?
Yes. No, like ethically, no. One more interesting thing about this movie is it shows that these two advocates are only handling this case and nothing else. Like, you know, an advocate is not so full-fledged into a case like this generally.
Like what about the small? Because the big lawyer said he has other cases, but the small lawyer has only this case is what it's shown.
Yeah.
Is that not the case?
No, because cases are usually called at the interval of every 1.5 months or 2 months.
Okay.
So your case might be called in a particular court maybe 6 to 7 times max in a year. One of the reasons for delay.
कि विटनेस को पेश करने से पहले एडवांस नोटिस दिया जाता है कोर्ट को भी और डिफेंस को भी, और परमिशन के बाद ही विटनेस को पेश किया जाता है।
Yeah.
Yes.
दलाल, आज तक किसी ने मेरे साथ ऐसी बदतमीजी नहीं की। What do you mean?
मैं तमीज तो तुझे बाद में सिखाऊंगा, केस खत्म होने दे।
देखो त्यागी साहब,
बाद में मतलब क्या?
No, not really. And you also don't put on the other advocate because you work in the same industry, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you try to work with the law, but not against his personality or character.
अरे भाई मैं बैठा हूँ ना यहाँ पर।
गाली मत दे, मैं कह रहा हूँ राजपाल। जनाब इसको मैं यही पीटूंगा, मैं बोल रहा हूँ।
अरे केबल देखना मेरा किधर रखा हुआ है।
For the very first time in my life, I am seeing a judge not in control of a courtroom. And he was fighting for authority. Okay, this is very funny.
एक तो तू चाय नहीं देता ढंग से, ऊपर से केबल भी नहीं रख सकता ढंग से ठिकाने पे। बस करो, बस करो।
No comments. I'm not saying anything.
You have something to say about your judges? And this is how they...
Fast forward, please.
उस रात को क्या हुआ, जरा कोर्ट को बताओ।
जज साहब, उस रात मैं राहुल बाबा को किसी पार्टी में छोड़कर वापस आ रहा था।
क्या टाइम होगा?
12:30 के आस।
Now this is the scene where the driver is being put as the criminal, which we know from that famous case that we have been speaking about.
आ रहा हूँ बेटा, मैं तेरे पास आ रहा हूँ।
जनाब, ये आदमी झूठ बोल रहा है। जिस गाड़ी की बात हम कर रहे हैं वो ऑटोमेटिक है, उसमें गियर है ही नहीं, तो फिर ये तीसरे गियर पे कैसे चला रहा था? सर, वो गाड़ी के पेपर्स हमने कोर्ट में सबमिट कर दिए हैं, आप चाहे तो चेक कर सकते हैं।
ये कोर्ट में पहली बार आया, जरा नर्वस है। So my request is if you could take a statement in the next hearing.
जनाब ये नर्वस इसलिए हो रहा है क्योंकि ये झूठ बोल रहा है।
Does the judge ask questions like this to them?
No. He's been living, breathing, and eating this case, I guess, because he seems to be doing nothing else apart from this. Usually, very rare for an advocate
to completely dedicate themselves
above and beyond, because like I told you, we don't have that much of time.
But it's such a big case for this guy, no?
Yeah, considering that this is like a breakthrough for him, then yeah, and this is only for scripted, usually every advocate never has a breakthrough case like this where they...
Oh really?
Yeah, you just get better with cases, not suddenly do one case and then
blow up.
सर मैं इस केस के इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग ऑफिसर सब इंस्पेक्टर राठी को बुलाना चाहूंगा। और सर विटनेस का एडवांस नोटिस हमने पहले ही दे दिया है सर।
हाँ तो ठीक है फिर बुलाओ। आओ जी, आओ खड़े हो जाओ।
Would you be a witness in such cases, in a high-profile case?
That's a complicated question to ask. I don't know honestly, because being a witness is a pain, right? Like in terms of following the process and all of that, and it can be like, depending on the case, it can be harmful for you.
See, again, given the fact that justice is quite delayed in our country, a lot of people hesitate to be part of a case, assuming that even they may have to keep going to the court extensively. So, I mean, you answered rightly, as any normal person would do, because they would always think twice.
छोड़ने का घंटा मिलेगा? हाँ?
पैसे हमारे पास भी कुछ पैसे हैं साहब। हमने अपनी 1 साल की कमाई पूरे 30,000 रुपए और बहन की शादी के लिए बनाए हुए गहने भी इंस्पेक्टर साहब को दे दिए।
What's your impression about police people?
I've encountered a lot of police people and I've had really bad experiences with all the cops that I've dealt with. So overall, not a very good. I'm always scared to deal with cops.
सच बोल रहा है। और तूने 30,000 रुपए के लिए उसे जाने दिया।
What is the relation between cops and lawyers?
Very bad.
Very bad?
Yeah, and civilians are scared of cops. Cops are scared of advocates. Wow. So that's the...
Yeah, I've been told by my advocate to tell his name anytime cops are involved.
Yeah, because, we are in charge of the court, right? So anything, the police has to come to the court at the end of the day.
So if anything happens, if a cop stops me for anything, should I say Joshiba will talk to you?
You sure can. Let's see. I don't know what's the outcome of that.
Okay, that's it for the movie. Overall, what do you think of this movie in general?
Suspense-wise, creating, this drama, I would surely give it a 8 out of 10.
It was a hit movie. Like, it was a really good movie.
Oh, okay.
I've loved that. I've loved this movie in general. But as a lawyer, what's your perception of this movie?
Being an advocate, it just really looks a lot scripted, I would say, and very fake. Because I feel like, an advocate wouldn't put in so much of effort in getting an evidence. It's only the client who would put in so much in giving an evidence, not an advocate. That's a normal thing, because we're just here to fight for whatever information you give. So if you go above and beyond, we'll fight even more better.
Interesting. Okay, so that's it for today. If you like this, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to our channel. You can go check out Joshiba as well. Can you tell them where can they hit you up?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at LegallyFitJoshiba.
So go check her out, go give her a follow, and tell us in the comments which is the next movie or show you want us to review. Thank you so much and bye-bye.